guess that was answered pretty quickly. Yes, it turns out it was a red herring. I admit I was wrong. However, this chapter, other than that, this chapter didn't really feel like that impressive. Although, if it does give character development to the other characters that are not just the mains, then I'm all for going down that route. There are many characters in this manga, and they all need to have a day in the limelight. Yes, this is me, the angry anime fan, the despair reviewer, to talk about the Boku no Hero Academia chapter 168. And as I said before, no, it turns out Ayama is not a traitor. He is actually just, well, how do I put this in the right words? He just understands Deku's struggle with his powerful quirk, in a way. Either way, Deku notices that Ayama is spanning at him, but he pretended to sleep until he went away. And when he opened the blanket, he saw he had written with cheese, "I know." So he had a trouble sleeping the next day. And he always talked about how much he could, that he never could really understand Ayama. Well, then again, that was the point of his character. He was the kind of character that we just couldn't understand. It was making him the perfect mole, but there was just too many evidence also that supported he wasn't the mole. Especially that one that when he prevented the villain alliance from taking Bakugo and was scared and all that, and the fact that he says he wanted to be equal to everyone else. So in a way, he gave off a very free-spirited, a little bit vain personality, but that also hides a very deep insecurity. And this episode just further uh, confirms it, that he is incredibly insecure about what is going on. So the super move training combines. We see a little bit of Kishirima, who vows to not falter like a man again. So he begs the stronger one, Bakugo, Sato, and Deku to hit him. But Deku feeling a little bit away, so he won't do it. Bakugo mocks him a little bit about saying, "If you haven't improved, then how are you gonna surpass me?" So, but Deku still feels a little bit down. He defeated Shisaki only when 100%, and only thanks to Eri's power that saved him. He can only draw 20% of the power, and that was not enough to defeat Shisaki. But how can he learn to do 100%? He then says Aoyama, who shows his power when he fires a laser through a rock. I mean, the way he does that, it reminds me actually of something else. And then he fires his other special move, that naval laser buffet, where apparently he can fire not only from his navel but also from paths that he has on this one. And he tries to do it once more and actually creates a word, but then he collapses as his stomach aches very much. And while Deku tries to escort Aoyama to apparently the bathroom or something like that, he asks, "What do you mean, I know?" And apparently Aoyama says that your quirk doesn't suit your body. At the beginning, of course, Deku, I think, suspected that he figured out that his quirk is actually a given quirk, not a born quirk. However, he says that he and Deku are actually similar, because one of the reasons why he has this navel belt around his stomach is actually because his navel laser would leak out if he did not do it. He was born with that power, and according to a doctor, his quirk and his body are not compatible. This also gives a hint that just because you are born with a quirk, powerful or weak, it doesn't necessarily mean that quirk will always work for you. This gives a little bit realism that sometimes you have to train your body and sometimes you have to evolve your body in order to do that. I have to agree, I like that. That sounds actually kind of in training here. So so Ayama says that he has actually felt a connection to Deku, for the fact that he felt he and Deku were similar because Deku couldn't control his quirk either when he entered the school, and the fact that he has been growing more impatient after the internship. Uh, uh, so so then he suddenly asked about the cheesy taste. So and then he says, "If you face hardship all alone, you surely won't be able to shine." So So in a way, I am showed a supporting side. You are not the only one struggle, and let's struggle together so that we can help each other overcome it. So he thanks him for that. Unfortunately, well, Aoyama just suddenly has the accident in his pants, which by the way was kind of ugh. However, following that day, Aoyama and Deku became good friends. Effectively, well, solidified the character development of everything else. In a way, I wonder what that was a pretty strange chapter. I mean, the fact that other students got their day in the limelight was pretty nice. The creepiness of that this brought forward created uncertainty, but at least it confirms immediately that Ayama was not a traitor. In fact, Ayama's design creeped me out a little bit, but that's only because of the other reason. However, it still had a heartwarming message about we are struggling together, so we can face hardship together. So in the end, it became friends. I just wonder, are we gonna see more of the students like this, like here? I mean, they don't necessarily always have to interact with Deku, but at least we see a little bit of them and their own secure insecurities. Other than that, though, this chapter didn't really feel like that amazing. It just had some good moments at the final, despite that crap scene, of course. So give me your thoughts if you have any.